Kia ora. This presentation is looking at how to release a jammed Abseil device. With any rescue, it's always good to look at how you got into the situation in the first place, and obviously preventing yourself getting into the situation in the first place is always the best way to go. So risk management over crisis management. The main thing here about risk management in terms of most common ways that an Abseil device is jammed is through clothing or hair getting jammed in the device. So making sure if you've got long hair that it's tied back before you start climbing or abseiling, and B, that your clothing, especially long baggy clothing, is tucked in nice and tight, and that you don't hunch yourself over the device, which means that the clothing comes close to the device. So prevention rather than cure. So the scenario here is you're abseiling down and something gets jammed in your device. So you're abseiling down, you've got your French plastic on your leg loop here, abseil device here, and something gets jammed in here. That means that you can't go any further, you stop basically. The first step is to pull up an arm's length of rope from below your French plastic here. And so you're going to have 4 strands of rope, and you're going to tie a big overhand on a bight. So here's your big overhand on a bight with 2 loops coming out of it. And all that does is means that you can now take your both hands off the rope or off the French plastic. So if it does slip at any time, it's only going to slip down as far as that knot there. So it's essentially you're putting some redundancy into the system. The first thing to do before putting plastics onto the rope is trying simple solutions. So the first simple solution will be just trying to pull out what is stuck in the device. If it's here and you try and pull that out, that certainly could hurt. So you might not want to do that. And if it's clothing caught in there in the device here, and you pull that out, you're probably going to leave a hole in it. I've certainly read a couple of t-shirts over the years. If that doesn't work, we don't want to do that, then grab your longest prusik, so your leg prusik, and attach that using a clem heist prusik to both strands of the rope above the device. Then put one leg into the prusik here and stand up in it, and you're just momentarily taking the weight off your device. Here you can see how the rope's slack there, and this is tight. So your weight is now momentarily on the prusik, and at this stage you may be able to pull with the other hand what is jammed in the device out of the device. And that might solve your problem, and then you can sit back down on the device in French prusik and carry on having undone the overhand on a bight here. If it doesn't work, then go to the next step. The next step is to put the waist prusik onto the rope. So on a rope above your leg prusik, this is the leg prusik here. This is the new one you're putting on, the waist prusik, using a clem heist. Once that's tied, clip this end here into your belay abseil loop with another beaner, usually a locking beaner. Once you've got that waist prusik clipped in, there it is clipped into the belay abseil loop, stand up in the leg prusik again, slide the waist prusik up and sit back down. So now your weight should be all on this waist prusik. You can now take what's jammed in the device out because all your weight is on the waist prusik here. And once the device is free, then just reverse the process. So reversing the process is standing up in the leg prusik, sliding the waist prusik down towards you so your weight comes back onto your device and your French prusik down here. And then take both prusiks off, so the leg prusik and the waist prusik, take them off. Finally, untie the big overhand on a bight you had down here, hand on the French prusik, and continue abseiling down.